Aikens Ford Arena inside downtown Athens. Hello, everybody. I'm Nicholas Erickson alongside Evan Waldman. Evan, a disappointing finish to last weekend's series against Niagara. The Dogs getting swept in both games, but some bright spots in Game 2. Evan, who are you looking for to make an impact here this afternoon?
Yeah, Georgia has a great test here against the second-place Auburn Tigers, who sit 9 points back in the division. For Georgia, I'm looking at Andrew Goldstein between those pipes. The sophomore was thrown into action last weekend after Haugen got hurt his leg. So I'm looking at him to have a great game, along with Jordan Sirota, who gets bumped up to the second line. He'll be playing with Zach Knoll and Evan Parente. So for Georgia, looking at that top six, the coaching change, or the change by the coach, John Camp.
Yeah, well, after a really good performance in that Savannah Classic, in a disappointing series last weekend, looks like Camp's looking to mix up the lines here today. Parente getting moved from that top line. So we'll kind of see how these new lines work out as we head down to ice side for puck drop. And the opening frame, first period, is about to be underway. Dogs win the opening face-off. That's Truman Haugen along the near side, and he'll try to get it to Moore, who joins the top line here tonight. Dogs will elect to dump the puck. A lot of fans here tonight. The Rock Lobsters play later today. Conway lays a hit behind the net. Here come the Tigers. That shot tipped out in front into the glove of Goldstein. He'll hold it for the first whistle of the game.
It'll be interesting to see which team gets off to a better start. I think that first goal is going to be a big telling point for us here. And I think this could be a high-scoring game. Both teams are averaging over 3 goals scored and giving up similar numbers. So I wouldn't be surprised if this gets to a 4-3, 5-4 type of finish.
Yeah, very similar offenses, and we'll see that, I'm sure, today. But another thing that's super interesting about this Auburn team is that they have 4 different goalies in their goaltending room. So today they decided to go with Gregory Politis, who's 4-1-1. He's played 6 games and has played, I believe, the most games on the team. So he is their number 1 man with a save percentage of .906, and he's 3.1 on goals against. So
yeah, and they're going to be led by number 22, who you could see in the circle, Kalen Daly, who leads the team in not only goals but points as well. So the senior captain is going to have to lead those Tigers for offensive production today.
Well, Politis wanted an icing, but he won't get it. Parente dumps it into the zone. Dogs trying to get a handle on that. That's Sirota over to Parente. Parente has it. He'll back skate along the blue line into the near side. Sirota along the near circle. That's Baird who will pass it over. And it's taken by the Tigers. They'll drive it up the ice. A missed pass has Parente with the puck. Parente will decide to keep it. Sirota with the shot. It's blocked by Politis. Auburn with the rebound. They'll try to get it out in desperation, but Baird is there to block it to getting out of the zone. So a great heads-up play by the captain as he finishes a hit on Charlie Kemner down the ice. It's a pretty physical game so far. Watson has it. He'll try to keep it in. And another miscue by this Auburn team. So Watson on in, he'll fire over the post. Bunzenberger tries to find Watson, who gives it to Kerrigan. That shot's just wide. Lots of offensive opportunities here for the Dogs early on. Skating up with it is Brennan. Brennan tries to chip it in and gets his own rebound there. Ryan Miller will meet him in the corner. But the Dogs are the takeaway.
It's a great start for the Georgia Ice Dawgs. We talked about those lines right before the broadcast, Nick, how we both were pretty big fans of the changes that Coach John Camp made, and pretty good start if you're the Ice Dawgs, only 2.5 minutes into this game.
Yeah, well, Evan, they did cancel next weekend's series against Northern Illinois, so this is technically the last 2 games of the regular season for the Ice Dawgs, and I think Camp is just trying to mix up the lines, kind of see what's working and get ready for the playoffs here that's coming up in a couple weeks. The Dogs will have it in their own end. Haley has it in the corner, tries to get it around. to Warmath. Haley wraps it around. Over to Punzenberger. Tigers will have it in the neutral zone. Patton meets the puck. He'll elect to dump it in. It's off the pad of Goldstein. Pats with the rebound. Tigers keep it in. Pellegrino dumps it down low, tries to find an open Tiger. And they'll scrum for it behind the boards. A centering pass, but no one's there. A nice defensive play there by Warmath trying to get it out of the zone. He will. Talker with a nice defensive move. Here comes Conway along the right circle. He'll shoot it, and it's off the pad of Politis. And here's an opening attempt for McAvoy, but he can't hang on to it. That puck chipped into the corner. Conway will try to meet him there. Bailey gets the puck. Puck's bouncing everywhere. The shot by Conway, and it's off the chest of Politis, and the ref's arm is up. We'll see what the call is.
It was just a high stick in the zone. It looked like Evan Moore hit it with a high stick, so it'll be dead. We'll have a neutral zone face-off. But we talked about the first line, or the former first line of Parente, Conway, and Bailey a lot last week. It's interesting to see how the production is now dispersed, because we talked about how much they contributed to the offense, over 40% of goals. So Evan Moore is going to get a penalty here. It looks like it'll be a hook.
Yeah, he's taken down to the ice, and that'll be a penalty on Evan Moore. So Auburn is going to go to their first power play of the game, and the Dogs will have their first penalty kill.
But
the interesting thing about these lines is that Ryan Bailey's leading the team in goals, and Parente is leading in assists. So to bump Parente down to the second line is really supporting that second line.
Yeah, 100%. And this will be a big test for the penalty kill. Auburn's power play isn't too explosive like we saw Niagara's last weekend, which was historic, over 75% on the power play. This Auburn power play is just under 20%.
So Dushman wins the face-off, and Parente will try to skate over to it. He'll try to kill some more time, tries to get the puck to the net, but he's unable to. He's met by a couple Auburn defenders. So the Tigers will drive it up the zone. Franklin has it. We'll give it over to Pellegrino, who will dump it low. Parente tries to meet the puck off the boards, but Caleb Patillo will meet him there. Conway is skating fast. You know he can't get to it in time. He'll instead circle to the bench for a line change, and Ryan Bailey will step onto the ice. Patillo passes it up to Pats. Pats along the right side will dump it around. He tries to find Fleet along the far side. That puck in the right corner. Patillo keeps it in. Shot on net is a nice save by Goldstein on the left pad.
It's a really good save. I don't think he saw that puck. Bill Martin was in front,
yeah,
jostling with a Auburn player, so that's a great save by Goldstein early into this game.
And Auburn doing a good job at screening Goldstein here early, and they'll get their first couple shots of the game here. Caleb Daly, the captain, has the puck. They'll get it in the slot, and they'll shoot it right into the chest of Goldstein, and an easy stop.
When these two teams met earlier in the year, it was 5-1 Georgia and then 5-4 Georgia. 2 victories for the Ice Dawgs. So Auburn knows that they're going to have to limit those chances for Georgia if they want a shot in this game, because they know they can score. They're doing it all season long. It's just the defensive side of it that they need to just tighten up a little bit.
Well, a defensive zone draw here for the Ice Dawgs as McAvoy couldn't quite win that one. Knoll has it, and that puck will be chipped out. 29 seconds left here on the penalty kill for the Ice Dawgs. Auburn trying to set up one more drive. And here they come. Cole Patton has the puck. Skates through it through the neutral zone. He'll decide to take it himself. Patton has it along the right circle. He'll drop it off to Benthus, who will put it low. Bethus has it along the blue line. And there's the winding seconds of the penalty kill. Georgia's got their first penalty kill of the game. Both players will go down behind the net behind Patillo.
The fans love that behind the net.
Yeah, Evan, I believe that it's Greek night here for both Georgia and the Rock Lobsters, so a lot of offensive talents. So scrumming for it. Dogs come out with the puck. Conway trying to center it, but he's unable to. The puck gets past Baird. It's a 2-on-1. Auburn in on Goldstein, and he sprawls out to possibly make the save. I'm not sure if that puck was tipped wide or not. Goldstein loses his stick all the way in the corner.
It's a flexible man out there.
You know,
I know I couldn't do that.
He's only I would tear a lot of different things, I'll tell you what. But hey, a nice centering pass. Trying to get to Bailey along the right side. He's unable to. Conway trying to center it. Nice keeping by Bailey. He'll pass it over to Warmath. Tries to find Kerrigan. That shot on net is off the right pad of Politis. Dogs keep it in. Bailey along the right circle. And Auburn will finally get it out, and we'll get a breather. They'll all head to the bench for a line change. We were talking about Goldstein just now. He's only 5'8", so he's a small goaltender, but man, is he athletic. Yeah,
you could see on that cross-crease movement that he can make up for that height with that cross-crease movement that I just mentioned, so 100%.
And after an Auburn player and a Georgia player went for it, the puck will bounce right into the lap of Goldstein for another whistle. 11:57 left here in the opening frame. It's been a pretty even game, 4 to 5 on shots in favor of Auburn in that category, and also pretty physical.
How different of a team do you think this is compared to last weekend, who was the Niagara Purple Eagles, who were #1 team in the Northeast, just skating up and down? So this is a much slower team that Georgia's facing across the rink.
I mean, Georgia saw a lot of bright spots in that game too. You know, Goldstein really kept his team in with it, and it was in the last minute that Niagara was able to
20
strike.
seconds left, yeah.
Nice takeaway there by Kerrigan. He tries to just throw the puck on net, hoping Punzenberger would get to it in time. Kramer has it. He'll just send it into the neutral zone. That puck was shot on net from center ice, but Auburn will try to set something up. Another misplay. Kerrigan has it, tries to get a centering pass over to Watson, and man, that was close. That puck almost slipped in along the right side of the net.
Some careless play from Auburn in their own zone. Earlier in the game, just about 2 minutes in, they had a couple turnovers, which led to some grade A scoring chances, but in this case, a careless play below his own circles led to a chance for Georgia. Luckily for Auburn, nothing came up.
Head coach John Camp sends out Nate Haley for the face-off, and the Dogs will have it. There's Truman Haugen. And an update on his brother Isaac. He's doing better. He's skating. He's participating in warm-ups fully. He's just not playing today, just resting him, making sure that knee is fully healed in time for playoffs.
Ooh.
Haugen has it at center ice, chips it over to Haley. Haley will dump it into the zone. The puck takes a weird bounce off the boards and the puck in front. No one's able to find it. So a heads-up play there by the Dogs, just trying to get to their own dump. And
the puck had a mind of itself. I mean, that's some home ice advantage that you see.
A goal like that was scored last night in the Red Wings game. The puck just pounds right off of that sideboard by the red line and just mysteriously went past the Washington Capitals netminder. Those goals are always the worst if you're a goaltender.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. And in that case, it looked like McAvoy was surprised himself, and he didn't know what to do with all that space and time.
There was like 3 Ice Dawgs surrounding the net there, and not one of them was able to get their blades on it. Well, the Ice Dawgs have it in the neutral zone. They'll try to get it over to Knoll there. Parente trying to set up Knoll. Nice defensive play there by Sirota, but it looks like it'll be an offsides call. We were talking pregame about some of the future of this team. Obviously, this is the last couple games of the regular season, and of course the playoffs for a lot of these seniors. There's 10 players graduating, and Evan, I don't know about you, but I think that Evan Moore and Jordan Sirota are really going to lead this team in the next couple of years.
Yeah, 100% along with Zach Knoll as well. Those are all top 6 guys that are going to be thrusted into that, leadership position, the production position that they're going to need to produce for this Ice Dogs team, both offensively, but also in a leadership in the locker room as well, because when you're losing 10 guys, you lose all the voices in the locker room, so you need some of those veterans to fill that void.
Bailey gets it to Moore, but Moore will whiff on it. The centering pass to Bailey hops over his blade, and here comes the Tigers. Tigers along the left circle. Circles the net. He's taken down behind the net by Baird. Nice hit. Like we were saying, it's been a physical game here in this opening frame. That passes over to Moore. Moore trying to find it, but he can't. Bailey has it at center ice. A nice chip to himself. He's brought down. There's no call on the ice. Daly has it. He'll pass it over to Fleet, who will dump it in the zone. Punzenberger along the backboards. He'll get shoved. Dogs come up with the puck. Skied in the air over to Ryan Bailey. Warmath has it. Over to Moore. He can't quite settle the puck. So a scrum for it behind Politis, and the Tigers will come out with it.
There's another one of those turnovers. Owen Larson couldn't do anything with it, but there's another turnover that we were talking about earlier. They probably have 5 or 6 early on into this game, just halfway through the first period.
Shot by Punzenberger is right into the chest of Politis. 8:01 left here in this opening frame. We'll have a draw in the offensive zone for the Ice Dogs. And a good attendance here tonight overall, as the Rock Lobsters will play right after this game. So a fun and young environment here tonight.
Rock Lobsters broke a franchise record, 12 goals last weekend.
That's a franchise best.
It was
12 goals.
That was a great atmosphere as well.
So we'll have a stoppage in plays. Looks like
Ryan Testino.
Ryan Testino, I think,
He's
an
late to the
assistant captain?
late assistant coach.
Assistant coach.
Late to the party.
We'll head over to the bench. And we'll finally get a draw here. Watson will take it. And the Tigers will win it. But Kerrigan will take it right back. Tries to get it over to Watson. Kerrigan has it. Tries to dance around an Auburn defender. He can't. Watson tries to keep it in. And here comes Alex Duchemin up the ice. Duchemin with a shot right off of Goldstein, who will sprawl out over the puck and get it. And Truman Haugen did not like that. Duchemin crashed right into Goldstein after that. So, Evan, you got any winter plans? Supposed to get some more snow here this weekend.
Yeah, I thought we were in Georgia, not New York or Chicago in our cases.
I know. Supposed to get 2 to 6 right now for those who are not in the state of Georgia. We're supposed to get a lot of snow, maybe some negative weather, I heard as well, so we'll see.
So it's going to feel like single digits tomorrow night.
Nothing for us, though.
Actually,
nothing we're not
of.
used to. There's a shot by Watson. It's blocked out in front by the defenseman, Charlie Kemner.
Going back to the weather, last weekend was a complete bust. Quarter inch of ice, at least for me.
It was all ice here in Athens, but you know, speaking of icing, that'll be an icing. But I mean, listen, I tried to go up some roads that were on an upward slope, and my car would not move up there. Just sat right there. I'm like, all right, we'll have to put this thing in reverse, go back down. So I mean, some of the roads were questionable, but overall, no snow last weekend.
I think clearing the shelves of Walmart was not necessary. No water.
Extreme. Little extreme.
A little
for sure.
extreme.
Duchemin will try to get the puck for Auburn, but he's met by Truman Haugen. Toker has it. Tries to find a UGA defenseman. He can't. Pats, the assistant captain, will try to get it up the ice. That was a nice pass, and he'll dump it in so Auburn can get a line change. Martin will skate up with it. Finds it in the neutral zone. Looks like that pass was deflected, but luckily it was right to Wyatt McAvoy. McAvoy will bounce it off the boards to Henry, which I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Henry here in the past couple games.
Yeah, we haven't. And along with the top 6 lineup change, Brandon Ing takes a seat for tonight. The shifty Brandon Ing comes out, and like you said, Patty Henry comes in.
So an interesting move by head coach John Camp, and again, just trying to mix some things up. Here comes Brandon Ing, or excuse me, Jordan Sirota. Sirota's speed is just truly unmatched. He's so fast on the ice. He's able to make a lot of offensive opportunities for the Dogs.
We were talking about Andrew Goldstein's height, which isn't anything outstanding for a goaltender. You can also say that for Jordan Sirota, but boy, does he make up for it with his speed.
An awkward bounce almost goes in, and the ref will signal it. And we were talking about awkward bounces off the backboards, and an unfortunate bounce will lead to Auburn's first goal of the game.
I don't even know who's going to get credit for that one for the Tigers. It looks like it's Brent Tishrich, who is going to get credit, and we literally were just talking about this. And it bounces off the back of Andrew Goldstein's skate, and he couldn't even see that one. No chance for him.
Yeah, he was just skating
Just
and
an
try to get it off the backboards to try to find an open teammate, and instead he'll get his 6th goal of the season. So Ice Dawgs can't catch a break here in this first period, and Auburn will go up by 1.
And it's been a good start for the Ice Dogs. There hasn't been much going for the Tigers. It felt like all the grade A scoring chances have been down by us here on the left.
And another goal. A cross-crease pass over to Jake Fleet, who will bury it past Goldstein for his 5th goal of the season. The assist leader will put one on the board.
Well, there's one of those grade A scoring chances that I said Georgia was having. Right as I say that, Auburn gets one themselves. And Fleet is wide open in the slot. Another tough opportunity there for Andrew Goldstein.
Yeah,
it just felt like Georgia was a little slow right off that faceoff. It was probably less than 15 seconds after the first goal.
With the blink of an eye, the Dogs are down 2-0. But, I mean, Evan, like you were saying, they've had a great first period, and if you're looking at it in retrospective, you got to just notice that and continue to play your game. Because, I mean, if they keep playing the game that they're playing, something's bound to go in.
Yeah, 100%, but it's also been a lot of Auburn turnovers that have led to those scoring chances. So maybe a power play, draw a penalty, use your speed, draw a penalty, get on the power play, score a goal, something like that. Just create chances by yourself and not really rely on the Auburn mistakes.
There's been plenty of those. I mean, there's another
one.
And here comes Bailey. Bailey along the left circle. Bailey will elect to try to center it over to Conway, but they'll lose the puck, and Auburn will come out with it. So there's been plenty of miscues from this Auburn team, and Georgia needs to just take advantage of it. And here comes Conway. Conway tries to pass it over to Moore. He can't. That shot is off the right pad. Rebound by Bailey is not in, and they'll dump it out of the zone. So another great shift there by the Ryan Bailey and Declan Conway line.
They come again.
Bailey chips it in for Moore. Moore's shot is deflected wide by Appel. Martin sauces it over to Bailey. Bailey will drop it for Nate Haley. Conway has it. Gives it to Martin. Tries to find Conway down low. Nice keeping by Haugen there. Tries to find Moore. Moore has it. He'll get it down low. Bailey behind the net tries to find Evan Moore out in front, and instead that puck will soar wide.
I still feel like Georgia's playing the better hockey right now, besides that 15 to 30 second stretch right after the first goal with the unfortunate bounce. But here they come again. It just feels like all the chances are in the Auburn zone, despite the scoreboard, which just isn't in Georgia's favor right now.
Watson tries to find an open Ryan Bailey, but he's unable to, and instead will shove Jake Fleet to the ground. Here comes Punzenberger. Tries to find Kerrigan. The centering pass is knocked out wide. Punzenberger over to Sirota. Sirota over to Baird. Baird keeps it in. Finds Kerrigan down low. Kerrigan will throw it across to Punzenberger, but it'll soar over to Miller, who can't keep it in, and it'll go all the way down. And we'll see if it's an icing call, and it is. So 2:59 here left in this opening frame. 2-0 in favor of Auburn. Evan, there's still a lot of playing time left. If you're the Ice Dawgs, you got to take a step back, realize that it was an unfortunate sequence of events, and keep playing the hockey you've been playing.
Yeah, 100%. But you got to get that next goal. 3-0 is much different than 2-1. So you got to get this next goal.
What do they say? Is it a 2 lead is the worst lead?
2-goal lead's the worst lead
Yeah.
in hockey, which I don't know. I mean, a lead's a lead.
A lead's a lead.
It's better than being down 2-0.
I don't technically agree with that. I think that's a myth, but it's all right. Franklin's shot is blocked out in front. Watson has it. Behind the boards, that's Miller. Miller meets Condon along the back boards. Puck squirts out. Kerrigan has it on the near side. Will soar it across the ice. Tries to find Punzenberger, but that pop fly is knocked down. So Duchemin will just tip it into the zone. Instead, Baird will grab it. Dogs breaking out of the zone. A nice pass up the ice to Kerrigan. Kerrigan's shot is just wide. Nice shot attempt there. And there's another missed pass that the Dogs keep in for a second. There's a good defensive play to keep it away from Auburn defenseman, and that puck is going to be deemed offsides. He did not have full control.
You got to wonder if Kerrigan hits the net, if that gets past Politis, because Kerrigan kind of used the Auburn defenseman Charlie Kemmer as a screen on his own goaltender. So great opportunity there for Georgia, like we've been talking about. They've been getting those chances. Just got to hit the net and keep peppering that, they say, Politis.
Face-off won by the Ice Dawgs. 2-minute warning here in Aikens Ford in the first period of play. Haley has it. And a nice hit behind the boards there by Talker. Drop pass over to Henry. Cross ice pass to Larson. So we're seeing a lot of guys here that we haven't seen in a while. Owen Larson, Robert Talker.
Georgia's going to get that power play, I think. They're going to give Charlie Kemner for an after the play. And here's that power play. Here's that opportunity for Georgia.
So, Evan, what do they need to do here to set something up to bury it past Politis?
Move the puck, get a man in front of the goaltender. That's the hardest thing for a goaltender. When you can't see the shot coming at you, a perfectly placed shot, yes, that'll beat him, but it gets even tougher with a man in front. So that's the big thing. Get big 77 Charlie Kerrigan right in front of the goalie and make his life hard.
So the Dogs will have their first power play of the contest here with the minute 23. So they'll play a little over 30 seconds at the beginning of period number 2. Conway has it along the near side. He'll give it over to Haugen. Back to Conway. Back to Haugen along the blue line. Bailey, Parente. Kerrigan out in front, a nice opportunity, but they'll keep the puck in. Haugen has it over to Bailey. The one-timer is into the chest of Politis.
It's a great give and go between Bailey and Haugen. They were on the right page on that one, but Politis just got over to his left and made the save. Great first less than 30 seconds for Georgia on this power play. 2 great chances. Kerrigan right in front of the blue paint that I was talking about had a great opportunity along with the one-timer by Ryan Bailey. So great signs for the Georgia power play, just 30 seconds into it.
Bailey has it behind the net. Parente comes in to help him out. Parente. They'll mistakenly get it out. And as the puck bounces past Haugen, Goldstein comes out of his crease. Plays the puck. 35 seconds left on the scoreboard. Enough for one more drive here. Conway tried a fancy move. It wasn't going to get past the Auburn defender. Ryan Bailey has it in the neutral zone, chips it over to himself. Bailey along the right circle. Bailey skates around the net. Passes it over to Haugen on the blue line, who gives it to Conway along the far boards. Parente behind the net. Parente's pass is blocked out in front. Conway tips the puck. 3 seconds left on the clock, and that'll be it for period number 1.
Georgia's going to, before we go to break, Georgia's going to get a penalty for hooking with 3 seconds left in the period. So we'll skate 4-on-4 when we get back in the second period.
So Georgia is going to be on the penalty kill for a minute 30 after the 30 seconds left of their 4-on-4 now. So when we get back, we'll see what happens. We have an intermission report, so do not go anywhere. At the end of the first period, it's 2-0. I'm Nick Erickson and Evan Waldman. We'll see you soon.
Hello and welcome to the UGA Ice Dawgs intermission show. I'm Ryan Baxter here with Ryan Canning. Ryan, the Ice Dawgs are down 2-0 here against Auburn. Tell me a little bit about what you've been seeing.
Yeah, no, I saw the Ice Dawgs. They came out slow and they proceeded to play this first period slow. I just don't think they had what it takes to beat Auburn in the first period, and they played down to Auburn's level. After the 2-game series against Niagara, we really saw the Ice Dawgs step up their own speed, and I feel like they're really playing down to their competition this weekend. I need to see them pick up the pace. I need to see crisper passes and more shots on net.
Now, you talked a little bit about the negatives there. Any positives you've seen so far?
Honestly, it's hard to place some positives right now. I mean, Auburn has been taking advantage. They've been winning puck battles. And when the Dogs do get in the offensive zone, they've had some quality chances, but they just haven't been able to convert in front of the net yet.
So, if you could name a couple things that the Ice Dawgs could do to finish this game out and maybe win it, what could they do?
Yeah, no, I'm going to say drive the net. This goalie's been popping out rebounds a lot. They've had a couple of chances, loose pucks around the net. And honestly, I would say throw bodies to the net, cycle up to your point, let your defensemen take shots. You got some strong guys up there, Truman Haugen, Ryan Miller, Owen Larson. They're ready to take these shots. Put bodies in front of the goalie, and they should end up in the back of the net.
Well, we got 40 minutes left to see what they can do, so we'll see you guys in the next period.
Back here in Aikens Ford Arena for second period of play. Evan, there was a lot of different things that were happening at the end of that period. And just to refresh everybody, what went on?
So Georgia was on the power play, obviously. 37 seconds remaining, but with 3 seconds left in the
Penalty kill.
in the period. Sorry, excuse me. In the period, Declan Conway got a hooking penalty. So we'll skate 4-on-4 for 37 seconds, and then Auburn will head to the power play.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we'll Georgia's going to have about a minute 23
Yeah.
on the penalty
Yeah.
kill here. So that'll give Auburn their second power play of the game. So overall, an interesting first period.
Yeah.
Pretty matched. Some luck on Auburn's side. I mean, if you're Georgia, keep playing the game that you were playing. I thought they were getting pucks on net. But again, to Ryan during the intermission, some of those passes do need to be more crisp.
Yeah, Ryan wasn't a big fan of that first period, but I'm not too harsh on their play. I think they played pretty decent. Should be a 1-0 game if we're being real here. That first goal was just super unlucky for Georgia, but they got 40 minutes to right the ship and get back in this thing.
Tigers have it. They'll try to set something up. That pass over. Here come the Tigers, speeding up the zone. That's a very speedy Owen Apel, the freshman, 6'2". Haugen passes it over to Martin. Martin will check in on everybody and see what they wanted to.
So Georgia's now on their second penalty kill of the game, and they killed off the first one pretty easily. We talked about the Auburn power play, just under 20%, which isn't too good. So here's another opportunity for this penalty kill for the Ice Dawgs.
Well, Auburn being in second place in the league, I mean, having that low of a power play conversion rate is a little puzzling. So, I mean, that's definitely the advantage for the Bulldogs here, or the Ice Dawgs. I mean, just keep putting bodies in front of the net and take the puck away from their feet. So Martin puts pressure on the blue line. Daly has it. That shot is out in front, but it hits an open Jake Fleet. Fleet along the far side. Bonthus will get it over to the blue line. Back to Bonthus, who will rifle the puck over right into the glove of Goldstein. A great glove save. He gets a standing ovation for it.
You were talking about the Auburn stats. They don't pop off the sheet like Niagara did last week. Auburn's only +6 in the goal differential, and they're still in second place with 33 points. So you just talked about it. The stats aren't puzzling for this Auburn hockey team, but they're finding ways to win games, which is massive in this league.
Parente will go to the red dot for the face-off, but the Tigers will beat him to it. That shot goes just wide of Goldstein's right pad. Turnaround attempt by Fleet is just wide as well. Parente chases after it, but Bonthus gets to the puck first. Shot on net is over the goalpost. That shot is off the side of the net. Thin Shirt will pass it all the way down, and Politis almost had an unlucky bounce there in the crease down the ice. So we are back to even strength here. The Dogs killed it. And Auburn still has it in the defensive zone, but Georgia will clearly take that away. Conway will get it over to Parente. The shot, he scores! Ryan Bailey in on a breakaway, beats Gregory Politis, and the Dogs get on the board.
You know, we talked about that former first line getting breaking up, but the chemistry between Declan Conway and Ryan Bailey is evident. Look at that pass from Conway right to Bailey through the neutral zone, and it was all Ryan Bailey after that. Was very patient, made Politis make the first move, and chipped it just over his left shoulder, and Georgia cuts the lead in half, and we're back in this thing.
Well, Conway skating up the ice, and his head was up the entire way. So, I mean, he saw Bailey's skating up the ice, Bailey being the goal leader on the team. Gets one past Politis, and just like that, it's a one-goal game.
And you kill that, and just think about the momentum swing. You kill that penalty. If you don't kill that, it's 3-0, and the hole is just even deeper. But now it's a 2-1 game, and anything can happen, and there's still a whole second period, essentially, to play.
Well, the passing's been a lot better so far in the second frame, I thought.
Yeah, and you could see it just on that pass. Conway with a frozen rope right to Bailey. It was stick to stick in a heartbeat.
Well, Kerrigan and Watson's line is out right now. It looks like Watson's going to head to the red dot and get ready for a draw in the offensive zone. Ref gets set, drops the puck. Auburn comes out with the puck. Kemner passes it along the boards, but a nice keep in there by the Ice Dawgs. Kerrigan with the glove. He's been everywhere keeping the puck in all night. Here comes Dushman trying to center the puck, but great defense there by Watson and Haugen to shove him aside. Punzenberger has it. Excuse me, Warmath and a great diving play, and that shot he scores. Landon Patz gets a puck that bounced off of a rebound and just buries it into a wide open net. Goldstein was already down. And just like that, Auburn answers 3-1.
It's a great answer from this Auburn team, like you just said, Nick. And just a bit of a careless play in his own zone by Dylan Warmath. I'm sure he wants to have that one back. Turned it over, and it was barbecue chicken after that, they say.
Well, he turned it over. He fell. He blocked the original pass out in front.
and there were just too many. I think it was Georgia getting a change there, it looked like. I couldn't really tell.
Well, Haugen turned the initial drive away and then moved off to the far
Right.
boards instead of staying in that center slot. So it is what it is now. Dogs can't do anything about it. And instead, they're going to have to look to respond here. 15-12 on shots in favor of Georgia, if you're curious. Because of that icing, we'll have an offensive zone draw. So Haley's line is out. Martin keeps it in. And here come the Tigers. 10 shirt. We'll just shove it right into the shoulder of Goldstein, who will hang on to it for a whistle. So we'll have a line change here as Captain Evan Parente's line will head to the ice. So far, Evan, besides the 2-goal game right now, I mean, I like the lines that Camp has made for this game.
Yeah, Georgia's getting good chances. That's not really the problem. It's just the turnovers, in that case, in their own zone. It feels like it's just not so crisp in the neutral zone, as you can see right there. It felt like it's just the chemistry is just a little off, and that comes with making these changes to the lines. But
Knoll drops it for Sirota. Sirota unable to get the shot off. He gets another one off, but it's just over the crossbar. Parente tries to get the rebound. Sirota, a nice keep in there, but loses the puck. He gets shoved to the ice, and he's down. And he's getting up slowly. Meanwhile, the Tigers have an offensive opportunity here. Sirota's able to get up, and he stays in. He denies the line change, so that's a good sign for Georgia fans. Knoll has it behind Goldstein.
yeah, he's good. Here he goes.
And there he is, so Sirota's all right. Good sign. And that puck, again, taking some weird pounces tonight, bounces right over the stick of Evan Moore. And Miller will regain possession. Miss pass, and here come the Tigers. Nice play by Ryan Miller, though, to shove it aside. Bailey tries to chip it over to Conway, but the puck is shoved all the way down the ice. Martin picks up the scraps. Martin over to Moore on the near side. Gives it to Conway. Conway tries to deke into the slot. Backhand attempt over to Bailey is just wide.
Yeah, he could have had that one, and two of them would have had a second goal together.
Miller tries to keep it into the zone. Instead, it'll go all the way down, and Baird will play it over to Conway in the corner. His pass over to Miller is just wide. Mattonville and the Tigers moving it up. And instead, Bailey trying to move inside and out to get through the slot. Conway loses the puck. And it looks like it'll be a 2-on-1. In on Goldstein, he shoots, he scores. Caleb Patillo capitalizes as he falls to the ice, and it'll be 4-1 Auburn. It was Sam Catalano from Patillo.
Catalano gets his first of the year for the Tigers as they take advantage of another sloppy player in the neutral zone, which led to that 2-on-1, like you said, Nick. And he just beat Andrew Goldstein far side over his left shoulder. And here's another opportunity for this Georgia team to show some resilience and fight back. Cut the lead in half, get the next goal. But they really need this next one.
Warmath has it, and he'll try to play it up the boards to Kerrigan, but they lose possession. The centering pass over to an Auburn offenseman is just wide. That was Dushman. That was in the slot ready for the puck. Watson gets it. He'll get it out. Tries to find Punzenberger, but he's not there just yet, and Larson will chase it back down the ice. Larson's pass goes to the middle of nowhere, but luckily Punzenberger will skate over and pick it up. And a cross-ice pass tries to go to Watson, who will try to skate for it. There'll be no icing. And he's met by Mil Martin as well. Nice job by Owen Larson preventing an offensive opportunity there for Auburn. And looks like Haley was shoved to the ice after a big hit. Kerrigan will just chip it down the zone. Dogs get a line change as they're laboring into to the bench. A lot of tired bodies. Big hit on Robert Tucker along the boards, who will take it and who will just try to chip it up the zone to maybe find an open McAvoy who can't get to it in time.
Well, it's only been 7 minutes into this period, and it's been a pretty eventful one, Nick. It's been much more physical than that first period, I feel like.
Here's Truman Haugen. Tries to find an open McAvoy out front, but Politis will scramble on top of it.
Georgia's going to head to the power play. It looks like an interference on Jake Fleet. So here's that opportunity that I talked about after that fourth goal for Auburn. They have a shot to cut the lead yet again and really get back into this game, but I don't want to say must score, but boy, would it help.
Well, you still got half of a game left here, down by 3. You put one up here now, it's only 2. And then after you get one, then it's one more. So just got to chip away at this deficit, dig themselves out of a hole, and a power play is a great way to get it going. So John Camp will send his power play 1 unit out. Conway along the far sides gives it to Haugen along the blue line. Gives it over to Bailey. That shot is just wide, and it'll ricochet out of bounds. 12:35 left here with 1:46 left for Georgia on the power play. Who are you looking at on this power play, Evan?
Well, it seems pretty evident that those top 3 players in points, Evan Parente, Ryan Bailey, and Declan Conway, are going to be involved if Georgia was to score. But I'm looking at Charlie Kerrigan in front of the net. I'm a big advocate for taking the goalie's eyes away. It makes his life really hard. And if Kerrigan can get a stick on a shot, deflect it through, or take away his eyes, Georgia has a great shot of scoring.
Here's Conway with a lot of speed, tries to drop it up to Parente, but he can't get there in time. Haugen has it along the blue line. Skates back and he'll dump it in. Tries to find Parente or Kerrigan. Parente comes up with it along the left circle. Gives it to Haugen on the blue line. Haugen passes it over to Bailey. Bailey finds Conway along the left circle. Back to Bailey. Bailey to Parente. Tries to find Conway. He can't. Rebound attempt by Haugen is sent over the net. Parente finds the open man. Takes the shot. That puck is blocked out in front. Conway calling for a change here. It looks like Georgia will get a couple fresh bodies on the ice. Parente retreats to get the puck. 42 seconds left here on this power play for Georgia. Here come the Ice Dogs. The centering pass just misses and it'll soar all the way out to the other side of the ice. Bill Martin is forced to retreat and get it. Martin along the far side, skates it into the corner, drops it off for Watson, who will tip it back over to Martin. Sirota gets it over to Martin. And there's the shot. It looked like it might have gotten a piece of Politis, and it'll be tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Politis did get a piece of that one, like you said. And Georgia's doing a good job on the power play of puck retrieval, getting the puck back to the point and setting up their offense. They're just not getting great shots off on Politis.
You know, one thing that Ryan said during the intermission that I really liked is the defensemen need to start getting more active. I mean, Truman Haugen, we've seen him get active in the offensive department as a defenseman. And, I mean, man, he has a howitzer of a slap shot. I would love to see it here tonight. So Miller has it. He'll catch the pop fly and give it over to McAvoy, who scrummages for it along the near side of the boards. Big hit by Ryan Miller.
Georgia's going to get another penalty here, it looks like.
And you will be correct as Goldstein touches the puck. Let's see who will head to the penalty box. It looks like it will be Ryan Miller.
Yeah, it's going to be Ryan Miller for a hit to the head, it looks. Maybe an elbow, it looked like. Couldn't really tell. But Georgia really needs to kill this one. Their penalty kill is 2 for 2 thus far. And boy, could they really go 3 for 3. That would help their chances in this game.
Well, Ryan Miller will take a seat nonetheless, and Georgia goes on the penalty kill. A 2-minute power play here for Auburn, and another test here for the penalty kill unit for Georgia. Tigers setting something up along the blue line. They'll take the shot, and it looks like it's right into the glove. And Truman Haugen getting active. Didn't like that he touched Goldstein. But remember, there's no fighting in this league.
Well,
and Georgia can't risk going down another man to the penalty box.
Nick, I don't know if you saw it, but 21 for Auburn, Jake Fleet, standing 6'3", got in front of 5'8" Andrew Goldstein. Somehow he still made that play. That save.
It was a great catch.
And that's the thing I'm talking about on the Georgia power play. If you get bodies in front of the goaltender, it makes his life really hard, but Goldstein was up to the task there.
So Charlie Kemner playing it along the boards for Auburn. That shot, it looked like it was blocked out in front by Tinshirt, and now here comes Conway. That shot is blocked. Parente going for the rebound. A great way to kill off this power play for Auburn. Martin instead will just elect to dump it, but Parente will try to chase after it and catch Politis lacking. Tinshirt has it. And they'll try to go over to the captain, Colin Daly, but instead Martin has it, and he'll drop it off for Conway. And it looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1 here for Auburn. In on Goldstein, that shot, he had a wide open net, but he whiffed on it, and here comes Parente and Conway the other way. Parente has it along the left circle, but he is met by Tinshirt and two other defensemen. And we're going to have a whistle here. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. It looks like they're going to call Parente.
It's going to be Parente and Ryan Bethuis for Auburn. They got into some rough stuff along the boards behind the play. And the ref wants to keep this thing calm. Keep it clean.
Well, that won't go towards either of the penalties on the sheet, at least. We're still going to play a 5-on-5. Or excuse me, no, it will be a 4-on-4. And there's going to be 50 seconds left on the man advantage for Auburn. A little over halfway through this period. 9:22 left on the game clock. 17-15 on shots in favor of Georgia. And Ryan Bailey will head to the red dot. An unusual face to see take the face off. But it looks like it's going to be Warmath, Bailey, and Watson. It looks like Owen Larson will keep it down low. So it'll be a 5-on-4 here for 50 seconds. And the Dogs really just shooting themselves in the foot. Tinshirt has it along the boards. A nice right pad saved by Goldstein, who will sprawl over, and Goldstein's stick flies way out of the crease. A nice opportunity, rebound shot. It's just wide. Ryan Bailey trying to get a short-handed goal in there, but it's turned aside by Politis.
Big save from Politis right there. That could have been a great opportunity. There was a great opportunity for Bailey right in front of the net.
Well, last weekend we saw two short-handed goals in the same penalty kill
Right.
against the #1 team in the league by Georgia, so don't count them out just because they're on the penalty kill. Math dumps it in.
Not the best power play for head coach Ryan Rutz and the Auburn Tigers there. It felt like, most of the action was actually in Georgia's offensive zone rather than Auburn getting the offensive chances.
8:25 left here in the middle frame. Looks like Watson will take the draw. We'll have Punzenberger on his right. Looks like Bill Martin maybe on the left side. And a nice shot block there by McAvoy. Haugen takes the shot. A nice, powerful slap shot. I was talking about it earlier, and they need to do that more.
Exactly. There was a juicy rebound there. Georgia just couldn't get sticks on that one. But you talked about the offensive production by the D-men, sorry. And, there's a great example of that.
Well, Haugen making a statement on both sides of the ice, offensively and defensively, as he makes the back check there, stays with the offenseman, and shuts down that opportunity. Here comes Auburn. Rebound attempt is blocked by Goldstein out front. Haugen settles it down as he'll drive this up the ice. Haugen has it, and he'll give it over to Punzenberger along the blue line, who will take a shot. That shot looked like it was tipped out in front and maybe hit the goalpost. I'm not 100% sure, but Kerrigan will take the shot. It almost goes in. Did it go off the knob, and the goal will come dislodged, and a lot of different things happening here in this drive.
Yeah, that first one you talked about, I think it did hit the outside of the post, and that puck had eyes for itself. It went through three different, whether that was Georgia forwards or Auburn defensemen. It went through three different players on that ice. And the second one, Politis wasn't even paying attention, it looked like, and it hit the shaft of his stick. So maybe a lucky bounce there for the Auburn goaltender.
So a scary chain of events there for Politis, for Auburn. But the Dogs have nothing to show for it. Nate Haley trying to get back on defense. And a nice tip away there, gets it away from the Auburn player. That puck tries to go down in the zone, and instead it'll be tipped out of play. Almost 5 minutes left here of this second period. And Georgia seems like it needs a desperate goal here to get back within two.
Not only that, but they need big saves from Andrew Golston. His goals against average is over 4. And they need some big saves from him the rest of the game if they want a shot at coming back. And I talked about it earlier, Nick. We had a conversation off camera as well, how this could be a high-scoring game. And if Georgia was to win this game, it would be by scoring 5+ goals. So they're going to need to get some past Politis, which has seemed like a tall task with 20 shots already thus far.
Well, he's 4-1-1 and has a save percentage of .906 for something there. And it's going to be hard to get pucks past him, but Georgia backs against the wall. What are you going to do? You got to score.
Georgia's going to get a power play.
Looks like
Holding.
Ryan Bonthus is going to head to the box there for the Tigers, and Georgia will get a power play opportunity. Got to score here.
You know, those offensive zone penalties are so killer for teams because not only are you trying to produce offense, but then going on the penalty kill is just a quick turn of events, like a snap.
So a poor mistake on the Tigers' end. Let's see if the Dogs can capitalize on it. So Camp will send out his power play unit. The ref gets ready to drop it. And the Dogs will win it. That's McAvoy. Gets it over to Haugen. Takes the shot. Tipped out in front, but the Tigers will grab it. Shoot it all the way down the ice. Goldstein gets it behind his net. And we'll leave it there for Haugen to pick up. Haugen lets Conway take it, who gets it over to Bailey. Bailey skates across the neutral zone. Bailey along the left side. Shot! It's just wide of the net. Haugen on the blue line. Over to Bailey on the left circle. That shot hits off of a pad. Rebound shot attempt is off. Hit the right pad of Politis. And a nice hit along the far boards to keep the puck in. Looks like that was Conway to keep the puck in there.
Go.
So Conway comes out with the puck. Has Bailey on the right side. Chips it over to Bailey. That shot from Parente is just wide. Trying to complete the tic-tac-toe pass. And a near miss for this Ice Dawgs offense.
Talked about puck retrieval, and that was a great job by Declan Conway in that board battle. Just not enough space there for Bailey, it looked like. Or Parente, excuse me.
Here comes Evan Moore. Takes the shot, and an easy save there for Politis. Knoll has it. Gets it over to Sirota. Sirota behind the net. Sirota tries to find an open man out front, and it'll bounce over the stick of Bill Martin, who was in the slot ready for it. So we're starting to see the defensemen get a little bit more active into this game.
That's where the desperation comes in when you're down 3 goals with just under 25 minutes to play.
Yeah, they're currently on a full court press here in a basketball term there. Bill Martin has it. He'll give it over to Moore. Moore shots it in a very beautiful glove save there from Politis.
I'm surprised he saw that. There was a lot of bodies in front. But, yeah, you said it. A great save from Politis. And a big one at that as well.
the Ice Dawgs have just been throwing things at the net, and I mean, rightfully so. You're down by 3, but it's 23-15 on shots, and I mean, credit's given where credit's due. Pilatus is having a good game, but you just, at some point, need to set something up more instead of just throwing it on net and hoping something goes in. So Haley wins the face-off, and Talker has it, but he'll get it over to the blue line. That shot from Warmath hits a body out in front, go out into the neutral zone, and Warmath will grab it.
Well, the Auburn penalty kill, which is over 80% on the year, stays strong. It's 3 for 3, thus making, obviously, Georgia's power play 0 for 3.
Here come the Tigers as Owen Appel storms into the zone, but he's shut down by Georgia's defense. Haley has it. Warmath will chase it. Tries to get a hit off, but he can't. And here comes a rebound attempt, and he scores. There was 3 rebounds, and Jake Fleet will get his second of the game. So Goldstein lunges to his left, and he can't get over to the right side of the crease in time.
Well, Fleet had the first opportunity, tried to use his 6'3" big reach to slip it past Goldstein, and he made the first save, a great initial save. But the rebound was there, and Fleet followed up. And it's now 5-1. Fleet has his 5th of the year, 2nd of the game, like you said, Nick.
Yeah, and I mean, Fleet was giving it to the fans, the Greek life behind Goldstein, and the fans were not appreciating that. Tin Shirt has it in the zone. Ryan Miller trying to recover the puck. Conway takes it away, chips it up to Bailey. Bailey on the far side. Conway gets it over to Miller. Puck's behind the net. Kept in by Baird. Gets it across the ice to Conway, who tries to take the shot. Pass over to Bailey with a nice shot that hits the shoulder of Pilatus.
You know, one
Puck squirts out in the neutral zone. Baird gets it. And Bailey will come tumbling down to the ice.
One thing I noticed in the Georgia offensive zone is Auburn's keeping everything to the outside. Georgia wants to throw pucks into Pilatus' blue paint, but they just can't get enough space to do that. Auburn's jamming up that inner circle area and making life hard for the Ice Dawgs.
Yeah, they're really stacking bodies in the slot and preventing Ice Dawgs from really getting in there like you were saving, Evan. So it's going to be hard for them to get around, but they're going to need to find a way.
And their one goal was on an odd man rush, so they're really not generating much in those set plays in the offensive zone.
Well, a quick turnaround shot from Sirota is right into the chest of Pilatus, who meets him there, and we'll have an offensive zone draw for the Ice Dawgs. 2:42 left here in this second period. Dogs down 5-1 and have quite the hole and mountain to climb. Auburn wins the face-off. Haugen trying to use his glove to knock down the puck, and he can't. We'll get a whistle. Auburn overall doing better on the face-off dot. Auburn with 11 face-off wins compared to Georgia's 8. I mean, when you're winning face-offs, you're getting the puck more, you're getting more opportunities.
Yeah, it's definitely the first step in having success in a hockey game, and you need possession of the puck to score, and Auburn's getting that.
Good keep in by Martin, who will throw the puck on. Looks like Watson might have gotten a piece, but it's turned wide. Watson has it. Punzenberger along the left side. Punzenberger gets it over to Martin, who will try to chip it through the neutrals or the slot, but it's hit by a body. Punzenberger tries to get it to Kerrigan behind the net. A nice hit by Watson sends an Auburn player flying. Georgia getting physical and frustrated here in this middle frame.
Yeah, Jake Kovacs just took a seat there. Maybe that's the momentum swing, the turning point of this game. Trying to be optimistic, maybe.
You got to spark something for sure.
Yeah.
And And here comes Haugen, the defenseman with loads of speed, tries to use a move to get around him. Auburn wanted a penalty, but it doesn't look like they're going to get it. Haugen just trying to shove the defenseman aside.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how he didn't get a penalty there. It looked like he just, like, no joke, just grabbed him by the head and threw him to the ground. Cole Patton.
And another Auburn player tumbles to the ice. That's Brooks Franklin, and Bailey accidentally caught up with him in a skate, and it looks like that is going to be a penalty on Bailey.
Yeah, that's a painful knee-to-knee collision.
Yeah, Franklin's going to hop off the ice. There'll be a line change for Auburn, who gets a shot off, and Goldstein will turn it aside. The Dogs just need to get the puck here to get the whistle. And Bailey will do that as he heads to the box, and another power play for the Tigers.
Yeah, Brooks Franklin is in a lot of pain, grimacing in pain on that Auburn bench. And Bailey's going to get a tripping penalty, but it was more of a knee-to-knee collision that caused that tripping.
Yeah, their skates collided as Ryan Bailey was coming by. It didn't look intentional.
No
From my
intention
point
at
of view,
all. Absolutely not. It was
an
just
unfortunate mistake.
an unfortunate collision,
And it
more or less.
happens. It happens. So the penalty kill, one unit is out for Georgia. Conway heads to the right, the red dot. Georgia's #1 defenseman and senior Haugen's out there, and that puck will go out of play. There's a souvenir for a fan. Congratulations, you win.
lucky person.
Have you ever gotten a game puck or a warm-up puck anywhere?
Yeah, in my childhood, going to those Islanders games, I was a big on the glass banging for pucks.
When you grew up in New York.
Yeah, during warm-ups. I had a massive collection, no joke.
That's a fun hobby. Good block there by Martin, limiting shots in the slot. Another weird bounce from the puck, and Parente trying to get it out. Parente tries to stick lift as that shot is turned just wide. That was Cole Patton. Patton has it down low. Over to Appel. Appel takes the shot, but it's blocked out in front by Conway, and here comes Parente and Conway.
Nick, look at the battle between Jake Fleet and Truman Haugen in front of Andrew Goldstein.
Two very large humans.
6'4" versus 6'3".
That's like putting me out there. Get me out there.
You're 6'4"?
6'3", close enough. And that'll be the conclusion of this middle frame, not what Georgia wanted. And they're going to have a mountain to climb there in the final period of play. Don't go anywhere. We'll have an intermission report. It's 5-1 in favor of Auburn.
Hello and welcome back to the Ice Dawgs Intermission Show. Once again, I'm Ryan Baxter alongside Ryan Canning. Ryan, the Bulldogs are now down 4 goals here. What can the Bulldogs do to maybe not win this game, but stay in it?
Yeah, no, I think the Bulldogs are going to start looking for some positives to take out of this game, and I'm hoping that they really improve in this third period. I want to see them get quicker, crisper passes. At the end of this period, they finally started using their defense on the power play and on 5-on-5 to finally get some decent shots on net. And the goalie for Auburn still popping out some big juicy rebounds. I'm waiting for them to capitalize on them.
Now, are there any positives rather that you noticed in this last period?
Yeah, I thought they played the last half of the period really well. Again, because Auburn scored 3 of their goals in the first 10 minutes of the second period. I thought UGA finally stepped up after those 3 goals. But eventually, again, Auburn capitalized on another play where Goldstein was just couldn't recover. But I think the Dogs played that period well at the end, and I'm hoping that they can take some positives out of this third period.
Well, let's see how these last 20 minutes go. Once again, 5-1 Auburn. We'll see you guys at the end.
We are back in Aikens Ford Arena for the conclusion of this contest. It's 5-1 in favor of Auburn. Not what the Ice Dawgs wanted to see so far, but Evan, What is your one takeaway from the second period that the Dogs can use to do better in this third?
My takeaway, which we talked about off air, Nick, was they need to stay out of the penalty box. Yes, it's not generating goals for Auburn. Their power play is 0 for 4, 0 for 5, whatever it may be. But it's hard to score. When you're down 5-1, you need all the opportunities you can get. And you're not scoring at a high chance or a high percentage when you're on the penalty kill. So stay out of the box, play 5-on-5, generate some offensive chances, and see if you can come away with a couple goals, make this thing a game, and have 20 good minutes of hockey.
There's the puck drop, and the Tigers will get it right away, but Haugen will retreat. Try to find Parente. But the puck takes a wicked bounce, and they'll keep it in. That's Patton who takes the shot, and it's off Goldstein. Here comes Conway. Conway gets it up to Parente. Parente mispasses it.
Reminder, they're on the penalty kill, Georgia. That is from the Ryan Bailey knee-to-knee collision late in the second period. Sorry to interrupt you.
Parente with the shot. It's into the glove of Politis. Two back-to-back periods where we've had late penalties in the last frame that affects the first couple minutes of the period. We were also talking intermission about Goldstein. He's 5'8", right? And he's playing a lot out of his crease, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when you're 5'8", you got to cover more of the net and make the illusion that you're bigger by maybe staying a little bit closer to the crease than way out.
Yeah, we were just watching back the goals that Auburn scored, and he's doing a good job coming out of the crease, cutting off the angle. They're just beating him top corners. They're just sniping the corners.
That puck is into the chest of Goldstein for a stop. (27-20) on shots here. The face-off category is still predominantly Auburn. Landon Patz, the assistant captain, will go for Auburn. And for Georgia, we'll get the puck off of the draw, but they are met by Charlie Kemner. Knoll chips it over to Miller. And there is the end of the penalty kill for Georgia. So Ryan Bailey is back out on the ice, and man, are the Dogs going to need him here for this third period.
Yeah, 100%. They're going to need their top guns, along with their bottom six, to create some chances and eventually put one past Politis.
And there's Bailey right now as he circles the net. Bailey takes a shot, and it looks like it might have hit the crossbar. A very close opportunity there for the Ice Dogs, and we were just talking about Ryan Bailey and his effect on the offense.
I'm not too sure if this is as a result of Bailey's penalty, but Sirota is alongside Conway and Ryan Bailey right now.
Well, there is Sirota, who tried to find the centering pass to Conway, but it went right off his stick blade. And Tinshirt will take it the other way. Nice move to get around Goldstein. The shot, it's turned away by Goldstein. Brennan has the rebound. Scrum for it on the near side along the right circle. That puck squirts out, goes all the way down the ice. And it'll hit the pad, no icing. So very lucky break there for the Ice Dogs, who get it out of the zone. And they're going to put the full court press on in this third period, down by 4.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. And I think one goal, as fans start to pile in for the Rock Lobsters game, one goal could get the crowd back in this and maybe have a shot at pulling off a major comeback.
Well, Conway gets it over to Bailey. His shot is over the crossbar, so another near miss there for Ryan Bailey. Dogs keep it in. Bailey has it on the near side. Tries to find an open Conway in the slot, but he can't. And that pass will squirt out to Ryan Bailey in the neutral zone. Bailey gets it to Warmath. Warmath over to Parente. Parente, being patient, setting something up, fires one right into the chest of Politis for a stoppage.
I think there's some frustration on the part of Ryan Bailey as he heads back to the bench. He's had 2 great opportunities just 3 minutes into this third period. The first one, like you said, Nick, it beat Politis, but just couldn't beat the iron, bounced right up off the crossbar, and then that grade A scoring chance right through the left circle, just missed the net. So I think he wants that one back as well.
Dogs lose the draw. That puck will trickle all the way down the ice. And Haugen picks it up. Stops behind Goldstein. Puck airmailed to center ice for Kerrigan, but it's picked up by Watson. Watson tries to get it over to Punzenberger, but that pass will go under his blade. Martin up the ice. Kerrigan hits the deck on a hit. And Auburn really just doing a good job of keeping it away from the Ice Dawgs. A tip pass! It's almost set up for Punzenberger, who was posted in front of Paredes. So a near miss for the Ice Dawgs there, and that puck is tracked down in the corner by Punzenberger. Kerrigan keeps it in. That fired shot rebound attempt looks like it was tipped out in front by Punzenberger. So Punzenberger on 2 very close opportunities from Kerrigan. Bonthus dumps it into the zone, but it's met by Knoll. Kemner has it, and he'll pass it over to his defensive partner, Patillo. They'll dump it. It'll be an icing call, and the Dogs will have an offensive zone faceoff.
And you got to remember, Nick, these two teams play again tomorrow, bearing any weather impacts. So Georgia is just looking to come away with any positives that they can take into tomorrow's matchup between the same two teams.
So, again, pending weather. So we'll see if we get the snow or not. There hasn't been any calls about tomorrow's game just yet, so as of right now, it is still on. And Evan Moore winding up for the shot, but he'll lose the puck, and instead, it'll be Sam Catalno who will take it up. Centering pass to Sirota is off target. The Tigers will drive up the zone. Franklin has it along the left side, dumps it in, but the Ice Dawgs will take it away. Miller's pass attempt is cut off, but Knoll has it. Knoll tries to make a move, centering pass. It's taken away and broken up by Franklin. Pats tries to get to the puck, but Knoll has it. He'll enter the zone and drop the pass off for Moore. Moore along the left circle. That shot is fired. Rebound attempt by Knoll. Puck is loose. Where's the puck? No one knows. Moore with the shot out in front in the slot. Miller has it. The shot out front. And the puck will squirt out in the corner, and it'll be retreated, and Haley will go get it. Or Baird, excuse me. Baird gets it over to Sirota, tries to find Moore out front. Miller wants the puck. The one-time shot out front is blocked out in front by a defender. Ice Dawgs with a good shift here. That puck will bounce all the way out, and it'll go for a line change.
We talked about it in the second period, how Auburn's collapsing in the middle of the circles. Another great example of that, not allowing Evan Moore and Zach Knoll to bounce on those rebounds. So that's another great example of that.
Here comes Warmath, a sign of life for this Ice Dawgs team. Warmath will keep it in, but it's gloved down by Franklin. Will hit Parente, and that puck is dumped into the zone. Auburn trying to catch their breath here in the past 4 minutes. 13 minutes and 49 seconds left remaining in regulation. Larson tries to center one. Where's the puck? No one knows where it is, but Auburn will come out with it, and that's Pellegrino. Pellegrino send it up the ice. Warmath has it. He'll spin around. Pellegrino misses that play. Bailey trying to find Fleet down low. The Tigers trying to set something up. That pass was off target. Bailey instead will try to come up with it.
Look, the scoreboard is what it is, but I don't feel like Georgia is losing a 5-1 game. If you're blind to the scoreboard and just looking at the play between these two teams, Georgia is the better hockey team in this game. They're just Paredes is making big saves when he needs to, not allowing Georgia to get back in this game.
Yeah, there's been some, unfortunate bounces and even some great shots. You got to give credit to Auburn for the way that they played on this offense. But I mean, Georgia is out shooting them by 13. It's 33-20 on shots. And I mean, there's been plenty of opportunities, but man, has Paredes stood strong for the Tigers. Tigers win the draw. That shot from the blue line is broken up out front. And they'll clear that one to Evan Parente, who gloves it down. Parente along the near side tries to get it to Bailey, but it's tipped out front. Watson with a nice hit. And that shot is just wide of the net as well. Parente will turn around and just try to throw the puck, trying to find a teammate, but it doesn't work. 10-shirt moving down the ice, back checked by Watson. So Georgia being a little bit more.
They're going to get another
here.
penalty because of that aggressive nature.
And you are correct. It's going to be a power play for Auburn yet again.
It's going to be Spencer.
will return to his crease, and Evan, who is it?
Spencer Watson for a hold. So we talked about it when we came back for this third period, how they need to stay out of the penalty box so then they can generate offense. And here's just another 2-minute stretch where it feels like you're not going to be able to squeak one past Politis. And there's a difference between careless and physical / aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%. You can't just let it loose and try to go after everyone. But unfortunately, Watson's going to get called for that. And that's 2 minutes of penalty kill that is taken away from the 12 minutes that are left in this concluding frame.
And going back to last weekend when we played Niagara, we talked about how staying out of the box would be crucial. Georgia's taken 5 or 6 penalties tonight, which is just another backbreaker. It's just a killer.
There's Daly with the shot. It might have gotten a piece of Goldstein, and it'll be deflected out of play.
And look, Niagara's power. I hate to keep bringing up Niagara, but they're just a great team to compare it to. Their power play was over 70%. Georgia's lucky that Auburn's power play is under 19% at this point. This game could be 8-1 for all we know.
Yeah, if Georgia wants to get back in this, they're going to need to utilize their seniors. Over 60% of their goals this season have been courtesy of the graduating group. So that top line, or I guess former top line of Bailey and Parente and Conway is going to have to get active here. Daly has it, the captain for Auburn. Along the blue line, he'll skate it over to his defensive teammate, who gets it to the right circle. That one shut down by Haugen. He'll chip it up the boards. A very nice passing play over to Conway. He'll take the shot. It'll be deflected and turned aside by Politis. And the Tigers will move up the zone. A couple big hits along the boards by the benches. Dogs battling for it in the neutral zone. Here's Ryan Bailey, but Politis will play the puck. Bailey turns around and tries to find somebody open and botches the play. Bonthus has it behind the net. He'll get it over to his teammate Patton, and Patton will drive it up. Patton over to Duchemin. And that is shot on and past Goldstein for the 6th goal of the game. Alex Duchemin, who drove it all the way down the ice. And Auburn is just pouring it on here in this third period.
What a shot from Duchemin, like you said. I don't know if it caught Goldstein off guard, wasn't really expecting it, but you can't place that any better. You heard the iron too, so.
It was barred down, and I mean, Evan, we were talking about how these these penalties are really putting a crutch on this Georgia team. I mean, that was a power play goal. There were 7 seconds left in the penalty kill for Georgia, and unfortunately, it was missed. As Martin takes a shot and it's tipped wide, and Georgia's now down by 5 with 10:18 left in the third period.
And Auburn's getting production all down their lineup. You know, Jake Fleet has 2 goals to bring his total up to 5 on the year and 20 points on the year. But you also have Sam Catalan, who has his first of the year, along with Tinshirt, who has 6. Like, this Auburn team is just very equally balanced. You don't really have the star power. Yes, you have Kalen Daly, who has 13 goals and 10 assists on the year. But also you have, like, those guys in the bottom 6 that are producing.
Here comes Kerrigan. Kerrigan's shot is right into the chest of Politis for another stoppage. 9:45 left. 35-21 on shots. So Georgia, I mean, still overwhelming Politis with shots, but I mean,
He's making the big saves when he needs to, in the crucial times as well. There was an opportunity in the middle of the second period where he made a big save, which could have tied this game. Instead, Auburn gets 2 more, and then they get another, and now they get 1 more to make this a 5-goal deficit.
yeah, Evan, Camp is gonna go back to his old first line as Parente, Conway, and Bailey are all out on the forward positions. As Bill Martin will also join them along with Truman Haugen. So traditional line 1 is back out for Camp. As that shot is turned wide. Parente picks up the rebound. That shot is also wide. So a tight angle shot will miss. It'll go all the way down the zone. Bill Martin will pick it up.
You got to wonder what lines Coach Camp is going to roll out tomorrow. Does he stick with the good old reliable first line that's on the ice right now? Or does he keep changing things up and give today's lines 1 more shot and just hope it was a bad day, an unlucky day?
A nice keep in by Haugen fielding a ground ball. That shot from Haugen is tipped in front and off the post. A near miss for Georgia. And that's the kind of play, I mean, if you're the Ice Dawgs, you want to see more. You want to see the defensemen taking the shots. You want to see guys out in front deflecting pucks in front of Politis and just trying to disrupt his view. And a near miss for Georgia there. Patillo has it. He'll pass it over to his defensive partner, Kemner, who gets it up the zone. But Haugen will chase after it. Pass it over to Watson.
And with tomorrow being senior day, you got to wonder who's going to be between the pipes for Georgia tomorrow. Will it be Isaac Haugen making his return from last weekend's injury? Or will Andrew Goldstein play in the second half of a back-to-back, which is tough for a goaltender to begin with? And you mentioned it early on in the broadcast, how Auburn has 4 goaltenders that they've been playing pretty frequently. It looks, I'm assuming, that they'll have a fresh body. Another penalty.
Takes a huge hit, and yeah, that's going to be a penalty.
Yep.
I'm sure that's a cross-check. That was a pretty dangerous hit along the near boards over there. And
It's going to be a boarding on Zach Knoll.
yeah. So Knoll is going to head to the bench, and that's going to be another power play for Auburn. And Georgia really crippling themselves this game. So very unfortunate. And you know what? Going back to Goldstein and Haugen and stuff, it would make sense that Haugen makes his return tomorrow, just giving him an extra day of rest and having Goldstein play tonight. It makes sense, right?
Or does it make sense to put all your eggs into the playoff basket? Because Georgia will be in the postseason. Regardless of what's happened the last 3 games with today and then the 2-game sweep last weekend against Niagara, they will be a postseason team. Let's not forget that. Will they put all their eggs into that postseason and say, Haugen, hey, you have till X to be healthy?
There's a wraparound shot that's held on by Goldstein, but if you look at the roster for Georgia, they only have 2 goaltenders on there, in Isaac Haugen and Andrew Goldstein, and the emergency goalie was actually forward Dylan Punzenberger, who Coach Camp told him to bring his pads to practice this week. So I'm not sure what their plan is going to be, but, I mean, you could maybe see Haugen tomorrow.
And look, Georgia's going to have to right the ship before playoffs. Get some positives. Because the past 2 weekends and going back to the Savannah Classic haven't been all positives like they were early in the year when Georgia was scoring 5 or 6 goals on everyone. They're getting limited to 2 goals last week against Niagara, 1 goal today, 1 goal against Niagara. They're getting limited opportunities. And they're just going to need those big saves in the big times like Politis is doing for this Auburn team.
That puck is tipped just wide. Pretty good play there by the Tigers, trying to just get something out in front as that puck is blocked out wide. Rebound attempt is shot just wide. Georgia gets the rebound, and he'll just chip it into the zone, flies it all the way down the ice. It's played by Politis. Pats has it. We'll go up the zone. Now it's Patillo. Drop pass for 10-shirt. 10-shirt on the left circle. Circles the net. Daly, the captain now, drops it off to Bonthus. Back to Tin Shirt down low. Auburn taking their time in the offensive zone.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it feels very slow on that side of the rink.
He had an opening there on the top right side of Goldstein's shoulder, but missed just wide. Scrum for the puck, picked up by Bailey. And Bailey will try to break out of the zone and get something going here for Georgia. That puck soars all the way down. Off the backboards, Politis will grab it, and we'll have a stoppage of play.
Going back to the conversation about just Georgia's season in general, assuming this outcome holds where Georgia will fall to Auburn, that'll put them 2-5 in their last 7 games. So not the best heading into the postseason like we just talked about. And what's the saying? You want to peak in January in terms of football? You want to peak when playoffs are coming around.
I mean, Georgia has faced 2 very good teams now in back-to-back series in Niagara and Auburn, who are both first and second in their respective conferences. So, I mean, these past 2 weekends have been a true challenge for Georgia.
And on
that puck's off the backboard, hits the side of the net. It's picked up, and a huge, dangerous
another
hit there
penalty.
from Talker.
It's going to be another
go
penalty.
Up right away. Unfortunately, you can't do that. It looked like the Auburn player was defenseless behind the net right in front of the boards, and Talker just took a shot at him. So Georgia's emotions flaring here with 5:21 left.
Yeah, I think frustration's just kicking in. That's 2 penalties in a row, essentially back-to-back.
I can't imagine what their practice is going to look like before tomorrow's game.
Yeah, that might not be the most fun. What's the Herb Brooks? It's again. But I was saying, on the complete other side of the spectrum, Auburn, assuming this outcome holds, put them on a 7-game point streak heading into tomorrow's matchup. So they're peaking at the right time. They started the season really hot, then had a 4-game stretch where they went 0-4, 2 losses to Georgia, 2 losses to Tennessee. But besides that, this Auburn team's a really good hockey team.
So we'll get ready for puck drop here. As Auburn will win it in the offensive zone. Here comes Georgia on the penalty kill. Conway loses his footing, and it's taken away. Franklin has it. Franklin along the right side. Waits for his teammates, finds Pats. Pats will take the shot, and looked like it was blocked out in front. I'm not sure if Goldstein got a piece of it. Conway in pursuit. Dogs continuing to put on the full court press here in this final 4 minutes of action. Martin finds it behind the net. Taken back by Auburn. Very patient here on the penalty. Auburn takes it away. Passes it over to Franklin on the right side. Franklin over to Condon. Conway has it. Over to Daly. Captain Daly has it in the slot. Makes a move around, and that shot is over the crossbar.
I think Goldstein got a piece of that one, Nick.
So Auburn continues to have it, but it squirts out. And a nice move by Moore to try to get the puck, and he does. Moore circles, waits for a teammate, but it's tipped out in front. And Tin Shirt will get it up the zone. Bonthus has it along the left circle, waits for some more teammates. Gets it over to Patton. That puck is off target, and here comes Ryan Bailey on the penalty kill. Bailey puts on the brakes on the right circle. Bailey trying to get his own pass, trying to find more maybe, but that puck is taken by Tin Shirt. 4 seconds left on the penalty kill for Georgia. Talker out of the box. And that puck will be skied over to Talker, who goods in pursuit, tries to find it, but the goaltender will play it. Georgia keeps it in. Sirota takes the shot. It looks like it was tipped by Talker, who will send it over the net. Warmath has it. Tries to find an open man. Talker, far circle. Martin over to Warmath. His shot is off of the chest of Paledis. Rebound shot by Sirota. Somehow Paledis keeping it out of the net.
Somehow, some way. Just can't get one past. Big number 31. He's having himself a great game.
He almost has 40 saves.
Great
tonight.
game.
Truly a hands down great performance for the Auburn goaltender, who's only a sophomore.
Right. And he's only 6 foot. He's not a 6'4" goaltender or a 6'3" goaltender like Isaac Haugen is. But he makes up for that with his sight. Like, he sees the puck so well. There's been very few times where he's just lost in the crease.
Knoll has it. Tries to find the open man in Sirota, but that shot is just wide. Warmath will pick up the rebound. Warmath in, will take the shot. Will go wide of the net. A lot of pucks being off target tonight, Evan. Not taking advantage as that puck, it hits 2 deflections, but somehow Paledis is able to keep up with it for another stoppage of play. 2:09 left here in the third period. 38-27. To 23 on shots. So, I mean, Georgia is killing them in the shot department, but more quality offensive opportunities for Auburn.
And that's the conversation that we had, I don't know if it was last weekend or 2 weekends ago, where it was quality over quantity.
Yes.
Was that last weekend?
I think it was last weekend.
Against Niagara, right.
Yes.
But I feel like they're getting quality chances as well. Like, for instance, just now, Sirota wide open in the slot. Just misses the net. It doesn't count towards the shot category, but if there's a category for grade A scoring chances, you got one right there.
Well, I mean, Georgia has had plenty of chances, but they're just shooting the puck wide. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. Duchemin in on Goldstein, but he'll turn that one aside. Haugen picks up the rebound.
And looking back, you got to wonder if that first goal that beat Andrew Goldstein, well, not even beat him, that bounced off the back of his skate was a sign for what was to come in the latter 30 minutes of gameplay.
So the ref blows offsides. Georgia forced to retreat, regroup. And instead, Auburn will just dump it. So that puck goes all the way down the zone for Bill Martin to play. 1 minute left here in regulation. Unfortunately, Georgia is going to come out of game 1 with a loss, and a tough one at that. Some bright spots, but just overplayed. Lots of physicality, though, from this Georgia team.
Maybe too physical, some would say, Nick. And here's some more physicality.
Looks like they might have taken the gloves off. Or no, they did not. It looks like they might have taken the gloves off, but you can't do that. So a lot of frustration here.
Yeah. I think frustration is just a big word in this building.
And it
seems like, yeah, it is. Because I don't think Georgia played a bad hockey game. I don't, at all. Are there some things that they can clean up? Yeah, 100%. But you could say that for any team in any game in any sport. But it doesn't feel like they're down 6-1 in this game. And frustration is just the word that you can see by the body language in this third period alone. You could see people just after the play heading back to the bench with their head down, or being careless with their body and taking penalties through the out of the frustration.
Baird has it. He'll get it over to Bailey along the near side, who will skate down the zone. 40 seconds left in regulation. Bailey puts on the brakes, leaves a pass, but can't find anybody, and here comes Auburn. Six seconds left on the clock. And here's Miller. Miller will enter the zone. Takes the shot. It's right into the chest of Paledis for another stoppage of play. 19 left on the clock.
Well, Nick, either I'll see you tomorrow or enjoy your snow day in Athens.
We'll see what goes on.
In Athens yet again.
Lots of snow here recently. Very uncharacteristic. I thought I left the snow behind when moving here to Athens. But primarily ice last weekend, not really snow, I would say.
Right. You ever play ice hockey or snow hockey growing up?
Yeah, of course. Street hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much fun in the snow.
You shovel just a small layer as the clock winds down here. You shovel just a small layer to make it an ice rink, and that'll do it.
And the whistle blows, and that'll be it. Auburn will take game 1 of the series 6-1 in dominant fashion. Although Georgia outshot them 39-23, Auburn still comes out on top. Thank you for tuning in to the YouTube channel here for Georgia D1 Hockey. I'm Nick Erickson alongside Dylan Warmath. I'm sorry, Evan Waldman. I don't know what I'm thinking, but thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.